The Apocalypse Warlock is the best Warlock in Diablo 4 lore hatred. The current highest clear of Warlock is hit 133. Apocalypse becomes spammable with Annihilation Apocalypse by using other Hellfire skills that generate many persistent hits like Chain Whips, Umbrella Chains, or Skull Splitter Blazing Scream. So I would recommend to you can use Blazing Scream when you're fighting against a boss and Umbrella Chains in the other occasions when you're fighting like hit or general warplans. Every hit with a Hellfire skill generates 1 stack up to 100 stacks, which increase Apocalypse damage and size. So you have two choices. Either you will wait to 100 stacks. This is needed for like bosses or hard elites, or if you're confident and doing already enough damage, you can also fire out your Apocalypse at like 50 or 60 stacks. Most of the times the enemies will die anyway. How does the build work now and what do we need? First of all, you need Hands of the Worldbreaker. These are mandatory for the build play. Hand of the Worldbreaker turns Apocalypse into a sigil skill, meaning it benefits greatly from Barrow of the Nameless and Flesh Rid Carapace. Use the Ritualist shard in combination with Scorching Fragment to permanently empower our Apocalypse and gain multiplicative damage per overpower stack. Power increase our additive damage by 50% plus volatility damage. Scorching Fragments makes volatility stack up to 3 while also giving us 10% multiplicative damage per stack. The main downside of Scorching Fragment is the life cost it adds to our skills, but we can easily counteract it by using Undying Aspect for things like life and hit on our gear. We can get upwards of 150% of volatility damage, which then gets multiplied by every stack. Double Blast Apocalypse makes our Apocalypse deal double damage when empowered. Ritualist Shards provides 4% multiplicative damage per overpower stack. Summon Warlock increases our maximum overpower stack, allows us to overfill this by 2, to total stacks of 10. You can also get 70% additive overpower damage per stack. Banish Lord Talisman becomes an incredible damage option, and we're gonna use it as our talisman. You can get this as a talisman if you have Ancestral Banish Lord Talisman Amulet and also 3 other unique charms, and then you need to craft it on your Horatic Cube. The Hammered Stone doubles the value of every single Ritualist Shard, Scorching Fragment, and Summon Warlock buff, which is ridiculous, and ends up totaling a value of almost 300% more damage. So how do you gonna handle your resource management? Well, there are kinda 2 options. The first option before you have Ring of Starless Skies, and the second option after you have Ring of Starless Skies. Before getting Ring of Starless Skies, we must get as many Wrath Generation affixes on our gear. We can able to sustain our Chain with Umbrella Chain spam on bosses, like on your chest, your hands, and on your helmet. So now another big topic, which I also struggle lately with, the defense. Defensively, we must stack maximum life almost everywhere we can to survive. We also use Steel plus Q to generate barrier. We also use a two-handed weapon. We have access to a greater maximum life with a greater affix and a masswork on it, so we get a lot of maximum life. And in addition, we can also use the aspect of Heavenly Strength. If you're still struggling with death, you can go even for more defense, like on your pants. These are a great source, especially when you acquired a Ring of Starless Skies. You can go for max life, armor, and all res, and you can masswork your all res on it. Also grab all of your Paragon points on your tree with max life, armor, and auras. This will also greatly help you. And in addition, I'm also playing with the Footfalls of the Waning World. That's really good boots, especially for your death and also for speed farming, and also get 90% uptime of your nether steps. So after the foil rotation, cast Sigil of Subversion. If you have Doom with a basic skill equipped like me, then cast your Doom. It casts all other sigils, including Sigil of Chaos. Casting Sigil of Subversion with cast random Sigil of Subversion allows us to aim it, make it more likely that we manage to activate it. As I said, I equip Doom, and I can do the same with Doom, and I can spam it and just also aim it. The Dark Prison Aura will get activated through your Runewords. Also, it grants damage reduction, fortify, and weaken enemies. Cast Nether Step for damage reduction, immunity, and mobility, but because we are playing with the unique boots, you have kinda near 95% uptime, so use it whenever you need it. Cast Summon Warlock to overfill your overpower, and also spam Umbrella Chains for your stacks of Apocalypse. And also you can switch to Blazing Scream if you're bossing. And when you reach 100 stacks, normally cast Apocalypse, for harder bosses. But if you're playing like lower content, or if you're one-shotting your enemies either way, you can also cast your Apocalypse on like 30 to 50 stacks. We're gonna go now into the skill tree, the gear, and the Paragon. So if you like the video until now, please leave a like and a sub, and like this video, I would appreciate it a lot. And also follow me on my Twitch channel and also on my other social media channels and TikTok. And what's up, guys? Angren now with my next build guide in the Apocalypse. Right now I'm still farming at like tier 10. Honestly, I struggle a lot with defense, as I said, in recent times. So, two things change that. First of all, the aspect of heavenly strength, so we're going to get a lot of damage reduction. And second of all, also the aspect of might, and because I'm playing with a basic skill right now, Doom, I will get also a lot of additional damage reduction. You can also take your hands with even more damage reduction, for like armor and max life, as you can see. So the best one would be also all rest instead of wrath regeneration, but for that you need a ring of starless skies. So in general, for our helmet, well, half petition is by far the best, but until you have a half petition, take a legendary helm, as I said, with the aspect of might, then get willpower, max life, max resource, wrath regeneration, and also max life on it. Will be by far the best. And masterwork, anything you want. Basically, maximum life is the best one. So then for a chest, the flesh red carapace, as I said in the introduction, get your max life on it, and things like your ranks to your blood prison. With that you will get even more duration on it, and the dark prison will get cast with the bridge rune. I'm still using Tam, but my idea is to use Igni when I got it. Also, try to get a high enough unique value as you can get, and to get flesh red carapace you need to farm here. The next one, Hands of the World Breaker. You can find that at Krikwa, and also these are the mandatory gloves to play this build. So farm Krikwa as first, and for your affixes, go for things like fire damage multiplier, crit strike chance, crit strike damage multiplier, also max life is important, and as a temper, go for damage per overpower deck. For your pants now, these are really important. You should focus on that first to fix the death. Aspect of heavenly strength, willpower, max life, armor, all rest, max life will be the best. And then the aspect with the thumb grid. Then for the boots, as I said, the unique ones with the evade, that is another step. Also get for a temper evade cooldown reduction to kind of high uptime on that. Also get things like the maximum evade charges, and also all rest and max life is also good. The next up for your big boy, the weapon. The weapon damage with a GA and a temper will be your best, and that also get crit strike damage multiplier on it, and also max life. Max life is also pretty great to get more damage. I still need to get a new one because I don't have max life on it, and yeah, currently I'm farming for a better one. And also for a temper, I have a hit chance to get the attacks vulnerable, but you can also play with the Serune that will spawn the wolves that make the enemies vulnerable, and then you can play with things like your crit strike chance or something. This will greatly help you to get to the 100% crit chance if you're gonna go for weapons with 10% crit chance. That will help you a lot. So also you want to transfigure it, and with the transfigure you're gonna try to get the gem strength in this item by around 200% or something. Then you will get, instead of 24% fire damage multiply, up to 70% or something. That's completely wild, but besides that, just ham on transfigure and try to get a good one. For aspect, you're gonna go for the Chromatas aspect. Also for your amulet, go for the Hammered Stone. So next up for your ring, normally you want to get things like aspect of Scorching Heat, but I don't have any of Forgotten Souls right now. I have the wrong aspect on that. You always want to go for a Ring of Starless Skies when you have this, but otherwise also get many damage multipliers on that. Crit strike damage multiplier, vulnerable damage multiplier, or fire damage multiplier, and also get max life on it, and also crit strike chance. That's really important. For a temper, go for damage per overpower stack, and your aspect just get a good offensive one like the one with fire damage. So then for a second ring, get the crushing aspect while we're fortified. we are doing more damage, then also go for the crit strike damage multiplier, also again vulnerable damage multiplier. In the same stats as your other ring, you can also go for things like your life and hit to fix that. For your gems, go for diamond all the way, ruby in your weapon, and sapphires in your armor. Right now for my Runewords I have CQ, and you also would have the Igni Brit later. For soul shards, as we already discussed, ritualist shard with the scorching fragment, and for skill tree we have 1 point into umbral chance with wrath refund, 10 whips, and also long range slow that will enable this build. Then we have max into dark prison with weaken, so we're gonna weaken our enemies with a chain around now, so it follows with us. And also we're gonna fortify through that dark prison. Really nice, great quality of life. We have kind of max of Sigil of Chaos, volatility duration, Hellfire Aura, and volatility cast. Because of our talisman, we're gonna most of the time cast our Sigil of Chaos. And for ultimate skills, we got Apocalypse Max, then Double Blast, then also Annihilation and Survivor Damage. And as I said, I'm currently testing out Doom with the Jailer, so we're gonna cast our sigils with the Doom and also Wrath and also Assimilation. As I said, I'm testing it right now because I saw that like the rank 3 on the leaderboard got Doom, and I kind of like that with like the basic skill. As you can see, he plays with Doom. So for Talismans, we got a full set of the Nameless and also the Banished Lord's Talisman. For the stats, you can go for things like all stats, max life, willpower, and such things, and also some chance to daze them or something. So for our Paragon board, you're gonna go for the entropy in your first spot, and then for the second board, go for paralysis to deal more damage with hellfire skills against healthy enemies. Also for empowered, more damage per overpower stack. For the next spot, go for wrath as also your ritualism. Then for your second last spot, go for occultist and also the chaos. And for your last spot, go for the hellforge as also the great attacks. After that, and you got all of your damage bonuses from your glyphs, then go for some more depth. I would recommend to you to get these wheel first. After that, get these wheel second with the max life and things, and then get this wheel as your next for even more depth, and then you can go for things like your total armor and all rest. Then you can go for things like your max life and total armor. That would be really fine, and then you can start and go for your damage option. So also for your mercenary, go for here for that side of the tree, and also for reinforcement for Aidkin. Now I could show you a really good build, the best Warlock build actually out there. Please also write down your builds in the comments down below. I hope you liked the video. Please leave a like and a sub if it is so, and also support my TikTok and my other social media streams. And until the next video, bye.